Jane Goodall, the world's foremost expert on chimpanzees, died earlier this week at the age of 91. Known for crawling through forests to document primates, their personalities, feelings, habits, all of that. Goodall not only broke barriers for women in science, but really she revolutionized the way scientists study animals and really incited an interest, far and wide. Joining me right now to reflect on her legacy is longtime friend Thomas Gillespie, professor and department chair of environmental sciences at Emory University here in Atlanta. Professor, great to see you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
What an honor it must have been to know her. But tell us how it is that you got to be in her company and help establish a great, respectful working relationship and friendship.
All of us that care about animals, have known about Jane forever. We've grown up with her name. We've been inspired by her. And then as a scientist, I would get to see her from a distance at conferences. And what was really the turning point in terms of our work together was the health of the chimpanzees. I'm a disease ecologist, so I work on the health of people, the health of animals, and the health of the planet. And there were issues at Gombe that were leading to the chimpanzee population declining that were related to disease. And Jane asked us to come in and help solve those problems.
Wow. So this is amazing, right? Because she would be a resource that perhaps most would think you and others would reach out to her. But it ended up being the other way around. That had to be the most giant compliment of all time. Maybe even at first you thought this is a prank. Really? Are you reaching out to me? But tell me what that was like to hear from her, someone you've admired from afar. You'd see her at conferences, etc. But that she would reach out to you. What is it she, inquired about? What does she want to know? How did she rope you in? I'm sure it was like from go. You were like, I'm on.
It was friends and colleagues who all had this same vision to work together. Elizabeth Lonsdorf is one of my colleagues who did her PhD at Gombe studying chimpanzee behavior. She helped to establish the project. And so Dominic Travis, a wildlife epidemiologist, was another. And I was brought in terms of the disease ecology side of this equation. And we pulled together this interdisciplinary team, learn to speak each other's languages, learn to solve these problems together. And Jane was this tremendous force in helping to make what we're doing in Gombe a demonstration of what we need to be doing all over the world.
So what is it? How would you describe, the kind of the characteristics about Jane Goodall? I mean, any of us who've watched her over the years, read, about her teachings, observed her through video and, film, all, are just fascinated by her. But I wonder, what was her personality like? Because she was able to communicate with primates unlike anything anybody's ever seen before. But, human to human, when you were interacting with her, how would you describe her personality, the way she would work? How would you characterize it all?
I think a lot of people hear her name and they associate it with the word hope. Hope was always central. And some people have the idea that hope is a passive thing, that it's wishful thinking. And with Jane, it was completely the opposite of that. It was all about action. It was all about engagement. It was going into those uncomfortable situations where change could happen. And the solutions are not easy, but she was always ready. She had the discipline to push herself, even as an introvert, to push herself out there to do the work.
And what's so fascinating too, there are many things that are fascinating, but this was dangerous work.
Oh yeah.
That she was embarking on, not just the danger of being among primates. People think, cuddly and all that, but no, it can be very vicious and dangerous, but also the dangers from other human beings. And, she managed it, didn't she?
Also consider the distance to healthcare if something were to happen.
Right.
We're hours away by boat. It's a roadless area. There's still no electric grid reaching that area. So we're doing all of this infectious disease research there off the grid and using solar generators. And she made amazing things happen despite those challenges and found a way to keep everyone safe in the process.
Amazing. Well, you're the next generation, so I would have asked, is there concern or worry or thought about what's next, but you're the living, person, an example of what embodies something that started with her.
And we're seeing the outpouring from the world right now. And so her message and her mission is going to continue like never before.
Wonderful. Great to see you, Professor Thomas Gillespie. Thank you so much for coming in and reflecting on your interaction with her and really the legacy of Jane Goodall.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.